Hey guys, this is Lucas with Crypto Made Simple. Today we're going to talk about the must-have cryptocurrency for 2018. Now there's a lot of must-haves out there, but this is one of our favorites, and it's called Electroneum. And we're going to walk through why we chose this coin and literally show you our process for selecting new cryptos to add to our investment portfolio, because we've talked about this in theory. Now I want to show you an actual practical example. We want to make sure that these four main factors are covered, and those are, we want to look at the idea. That's number one. Is it a good idea? Is it a novel idea? Does it solve a real problem in the real world? Does it get you excited? Okay, that's number one. Number two is the team. Can the team actually deliver on this idea? Number three is the B2B relationships or strategic partnerships that are really going to help this idea reach the masses. And number four is, and these are all related, of course, there's some overlap, but number four is our marketing mix, our PR, the buzz surrounding the coin. Is that really positive and healthy? And I'm going to show you some of the ways we can gauge that. Just some really quick tips, and I want to keep this video short to prove that it's not this mountain of research. Really, you can usually know at least a stop sign is like a don't invest is clear after just a couple minutes of research. So I really want you to leave today confident in your ability to select good coins going forward, because there will be thousands of more coins in 2018 alone. And you're going to want to be a part of this movement, because it certainly will change the world. So let's get right into it. So why did I say that the stop signs, right, the don't invest signs, you can find out usually within a minute? Well, head on over to their website. If the website's not well put together and beautiful, just leave, right? If they can't get that part right, then it's not worth, because if the development team is not competent enough to deliver a website, they're certainly not going to be able to deliver anything greater than that. Okay, so you can usually know just within a few minutes if you want to just leave by looking at their website. Well, Electroneum's website's really beautifully done. Right away, they're going to stuff a whole bunch of information. That's part of our four factors. Here's that PR piece and some of that strategic partnership or B2B relationships. You can find it right away. They're advertising it right up front because they want you to have confidence. If they made it on Bloomberg or Yahoo Finance, that's a good signal that says they have done some things really well. We're going to keep going through the website. We're going to see some really beautifully designed and some great design choices to show just how easy this is. And that gets us into our idea phase. So when you're learning about a crypto, first understand what it does. And the reason we are so excited about Electroneum is, out of all my years of watching cryptocurrencies, this is the first coin that has a very easy to understand model for mass adoption. Their strategy to take this coin to the masses is really easy to understand, and I think it's going to work. So that is, they use a cell phone to manage everything. Now, you might be thinking, well, I can use Coinbase app on my phone to trade in Bitcoin, or I have mobile software wallets where I can use my current cryptos on a phone. True, but what I mean by they have a mobile app is it actually, their whole infrastructure is designed to work well with the cell phone. So for instance, if you want to become a miner or a validator for the network on the Bitcoin blockchain, what do you have to do? Well, you have to go watch a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. You need to figure out how to download the software. You need to be able to run the command line on Windows. That pretty much disqualifies 99% of the people in the world. The techies are excited. They understand it. It's easy to them. But like my mom is going to just throw up at the idea of having to do even one of those steps, and there's like 20 steps. Well, for the Electroneum blockchain, that problem has been solved. Now my mom or my grandma can download this app and just press a button and start mining, start validating for the network. In other words, they can start earning small amounts of Electroneum by lending their processing power of their cell phone to the Electroneum blockchain. Guys, this is awesome, awesome news. This means that really we have a model. If there's a market rate, right? If Electroneum is valuable and people can put their phone down at night and press a button and be mining and go to sleep and wake up with value, their cell phone is actually creating value, you have a real candidate for mass adoption. And I mean a quick mass adoption. So this could potentially be one of the biggest coins of 2018 if some of the other components work well. Okay, so the idea is there. That's the main point of my speech. The idea is certainly there. So number 2 is the team. We're not going to go through this in detail, but even some of the main symptoms, when you scroll down their website, they have their team members. They're not hiding anything. They have LinkedIn pages for most of their team members, so you can go and immediately do some research. So they're already anticipating this process, and they're making it easy. Now that's a great, just in game theory, that's a great symptom because they have nothing to hide. We can look right at Richard. I'm just going to use him as an example. I can head right on over to his LinkedIn and I can see some of his past work. I can see that he's also a director at Retortal. I can head on over to that and see, hey, he's successfully brought a product to market. Now he's a marketing guy, he's not a tech guy, but this is still really helpful to see, because if he's brought one product to market successfully and it looks good and it's well done, well, that speaks about who he is and his ability to bring this product to market. Now you can go through each of their team members, and I would suggest going through at least a few, but don't feel like you need to do weeks of research. This should be a pretty quick process. I handle it in under an hour. I've made my decision about the coin because the internet makes it brings knowledge so quickly to you that we can do that nowadays. Okay, so moving on, the team is there. Now, again, I'm going through this quickly. I would expect you to take a little more time on these steps, but I just want to give you a rough overview. Now, I'm going to close out of some of these links. Let's go on to the next piece, which is the community. Really, this is the 4th piece, but I want to stop here, and we'll end on the other piece, which is their strategic partnerships, their B2B relationships. But right now, I just want to show you a few big symptoms. Okay, their Reddit page has almost 6,000 readers. That's a thumbs up, a good sign. Their Telegram page has 30,000 members. Again, another great symptom. If you search them on Google, they are dominating their search without any advertising. They're well established on the search engines. That's important. From there, you can just start clicking some of these and checking them out. Their ICO bench page, now they make this page, or they at least submit the information. I don't know how objective it is, but you can still learn a lot. For instance, their price in ICO was 1 penny. We got in at 1 penny. Awesome news, because now it's 7 pennies. So do the math. If we put in $1,000, now we have $7,000 in just a month, which is pretty awesome. But that price is going to go up a lot more, we anticipate. So, and they raised $40 million during that ICO. So they have a lot of resources. They can actually accomplish their goals, right? So this is great symptoms. We can head on over to other sites and see. Now let's understand what happened here. I want to take a moment because there was a hack, not on the Electroneum side, but on some of the login sides for, they use social login. So, sign in with Gmail, sign in with Facebook, this kind of stuff. And because of this suspected security breach, they locked up all of the Electroneum accounts. So if you had one of these My Electroneum accounts, you were locked out of it. You couldn't access your coins. Now, if anybody who understands economics knew, this was when they were opening those accounts up. Anybody who had any understanding of economics knew that we were going to have a crash. Why? Because we had a relatively constant demand, and then we just unleashed a crazy amount of supply. So there was going to be a panic. Now, most of those people were selling in order to buy back, because they understood, hey, what happens when the demand is staying the same and all of a sudden, boom, you have 10 times supply? Well, you get a really drastic price drop, and that's exactly what we saw. So this was super predictable. We knew it was going to happen. Those of us who were paying attention were going to sell here and then buy here, or buy somewhere down here. But that's what happened here. But guys, still, the price is 7 cents and it started at 1 cent. So guess what? You still did really awesome. If you just held and you didn't give in to the fear, which again, I think it was wise to sell here, because it was clear we were going to have a price drop, right? Basic economics. But even if you weren't worried about it and you just let things settle down, you still did awesome in the ICO. Okay, let's head on over to their Facebook. What do we see? Almost 80,000 people like it. Good sign. Very robust community. I'm not sure why people are rating it. I think that just shows that they have a lot of charismatic, leaders who have attracted some really diehard fans. Because there's not much to rate at this point. It's just an idea, but still, that's pretty cute. Head on over to their Twitter. What do we got? 40,000 followers. Again, all of these symptoms tell me that they have a really big, well-established community. So this is all making me very excited about the coin. Now, the last piece is your B2B relationships, your strategic partnerships. You can find this kind of stuff out in a lot of ways. You can just follow their social media channels. This recent post is a great example of just some awesome stuff. So they had a pretty record-breaking day when they did launch. They had just a ton of stuff happening. So they still have some issues, and it's not all the kinks aren't ironed out. In fact, some of this really poorly affected me, which again I forgive them. But yeah, some of this was really unfortunate. And how their relaunch actually worked out. But overall, they are so solid on all the factors. We forgive them, and we still believe that the coin's going to do really well. So that being said, if you go through here, you can definitely find some of their news surrounding B2B relationships. So there's some press releases you can read about. You can always check these as well. You can do a little bit of back research. Let me show you something else. So they're putting together commercial deals. Now these are just sound bites. We don't know if that's true, right? Just by reading that, we don't know if it's true. But we want to also look strategically, like when they release news and how they release it. And I think a lot of times these companies want to make sure that the contract is completely, settled before they release the news. Because if they don't, what happens is the community is really upset when prices spike. They go way up. A lot of people get excited, but then they find out that the news story wasn't really true, and the prices drop, and it really makes people mad. So the safer bet is to wait until these things are completely locked up. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good look at Electroneum. At least that's convinced us to get involved. We believe that this meets the 4 points really well, and we hope you guys will at least take a look. Of course, just some main points. I showed you just a test wallet earlier for you to see. This is different, of course, than most other cryptocurrencies, where they're actually providing your user interface right through their website. It's really unique. It's really nice. They've put a bunch of security around this, and so the one thing I'm interested in finding out is just how secure that is, and how secure the mobile app will be as well. But from the looks of it, I am pretty impressed. And like I said, I think 2018 is going to be a great year for Electroneum. When those news stories do hit the mainstream, I think we're going to see a huge increase in the price. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section. We're always looking for, to help the community in any way. So your questions actually drive a lot of our content. So please ask questions, and yeah, we'll look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Peace.